Attention! Attention! You heard me. This ain't an ice cream social. Officer on deck.
Some of you already know this, but it's time for everyone to get a full brief on Operation Spyglass. Grant?
Before comms died, West Coast sent us plans for a listening device that can track the source of the Scorched beast. The Paladins codenamed it Ground Zero. The range on the module's not great, but we've been working with pre-war spy stations. Their accuracy's garbage, but if the stations give us a broad area, the module should be able to dial it in from there.
That's what you've been working on, Doc? Knowing where the bastards are coming from will be a real big help when the Scorched are murdering us.
Mind your tone and language, Evelyn.
I know you've all been pushed hard, but you are knights and squires of the Brotherhood of Steel. Discipline is expected of you.
Sorry, Paladin.
Yes. As soon as the listening stations are online, it'll transmit a message to our emergency station, if it picks up the right frequency.
If that happens on your watch, grab the scribe scanning module and mobilize. We don't know how long the station can track Ground Zero.
The scanning module needs to triangulate. The module will walk you through it step by step. Just keep placing it at target coordinates until it gets a lock. There is, however, a snag. The module uses similar frequencies to the Scorched Beast's echolocation. And, well, they don't like it one bit.
You gotta be shitting me. So we turn it on, and we're painting a target on our backs, right? And what then? Just sit there?
No! We hold the line here. Week after week, month after month. And the more Scorched Beasts we kill, the more that keep coming. Elder Maxon didn't task us with holding Defiance. The job's to end them, for good. You all know what's at stake if the Scorched Beasts breach the perimeter in force and nest elsewhere. Spyglass is mission critical. And if the operation means painting a target on your back, you'll do it. And you'll like it. Dismissed.
The capitalists disgust me. Look around. The Americans are so haughty, claiming their precious democracy is better. But I see the ruins all around me. The time of judgment will come. I must admit, though, the spaghetti is quite good. Damn them.
Penny, it's Edie. Things are looking bad for the test launch. Dominic locked his system down tight when he found out the real plan we had for the Purifiers. We're trying to manually re-establish access to his terminal, but it's gonna require some serious juice. And with your father hogging all the power for his motherlode project, well, we've got a couple of options. Okay. Option 1. If we can get the materials for one of those ignition cores the research boys came up with, I could plug into that test reactor on the second floor to power the decryption system. I've already got the schematics sitting on my bench. All I need's the parts. Otherwise, we're gonna need to track down that Luddite and get the password directly. I think Dom was staying in a trailer down by the Nuka-Cola plant. The call's yours to make, Penny. And we should make it fast. Your father already thinks this project's been a waste. It's time we showed them what the real future of this company looks like.
My love, when you hear this, remember that I will always love you. And remember the me in this recording, not the me I will become. We lost so many to this disease, and I can feel myself slipping each day. I know my fate, and I have come to terms with it. Hey, remember how we met? New Orleans, my father's gala. One starry night. It started with the usual pleasantries, but blossomed into a heated debate on the legacy we leave behind. When we stopped, it was already morning, despite your sight. You have a vision unlike any man I have ever met. I was always drawn to your keen intellect and unique insight. Oh, my only regret looking back is that I never was much of a mother. But Audrey is our legacy. You must carry on to keep her from my fate. Promise me this. After all, I learned over our many wonderful years together. If Hugo Stoltz wants something, he makes it happen. Hey, do you remember the first night we met at my father's gala? Oh, wait, I just said that. Goodbye, my love. Remember me fondly.
Welcome back, faithful students, to the latest of Headmaster Mort's edutapes. In this segment, the item actively festering in so many of us, mutations. Prolonged or extreme exposure to radiation can affect the human body in a plethora of different ways. Skeletal degeneration, growths where you didn't have growths before, your outer layer of skin leaving you like it's some kind of scumbag X. Jessica. Sorry. Occasionally, however, these mutations will also unlock previously unknown potential inside their recipients. Your very own Headmaster Mort, that is me, is now completely immune to further radiation exposure thanks to his mutation. We at the Mort Institute have also heard reports of increased mental cognition and empathy, heightened strength, and even the development of defensive electrical discharge. Wait, what? Seriously, Duchess? Dude, I think someone's pulling your leg. Whatever. Now, I know what you're thinking. Headmaster, having my own pair of razor-sharp talons is great. But, what if I just want to live like a normal human being again? Well, luckily there's a clear solution. Good old-fashioned rat-away. Consuming a rat-away or two will usually clear up any mutation symptoms, allowing you to return to your previous, dull, unmutated self. Now, there's a question that may cross your mind once you've acquired mutation. Mort, does this make me a monster? And let me be definitive here. No, you're not a monster because of your mutation. We're all so much more than what's inflicted on us, mutant or otherwise. All of us have experienced loss, desperation, regret, just to be alive today. Those things can change us as much as hugging an open reactor core can. But what we do with those challenges, with the lives we've all had thrust upon us, that's where humanity lies. You only become a monster if you let the world make you one. And with that, we conclude today's lesson on mutations. Tune in again soon for Headmaster Mort's next thrilling Edu-venture. Thanks again for listening.
Lenny just had to have those eggs. I told him to leave the damn things alone because we didn't know what the hell laid them. But that greedy bastard didn't listen. Now we're being stalked by Mama Deathclaw. She already killed 2 of the gang. Dragged them off to who knows where. And Lenny? Yeah, he ran away. Didn't even try to put up a fight. Now the Deathclaw's back. And I doubt the rest of us will make it through the night. So thanks a lot, Lenny. I hope those goddamn eggs were delicious. Because they cost us our lives.
Hey, this is Dave Jones calling from the trucking contractor. I'm hoping to talk to someone in charge over there. Listen, I know you federal guys have a lot going on, but you gotta do something about all these protesters outside the disposal field. I mean, these people are really spooking my drivers. They're nuts. I'm gonna be chewing on the fences before long. They're so bent out of shape. I know you're doing your best, but last thing I want is to be associated with some kind of accident up there, you know? The amount of material you got stored up there. It could be real bad for the whole area if there's a leak or a spill or something. Bad for my business too, you know? Anyway, give me a call back. Let's get this sorted out. Thanks.
Meg here. Look, I've got to say something before it's too late. I think old Margie is off her rocker, man. You know, we are all trying our best here, but this whole idea of being a raider without killing is way harder than it sounds. I mean, yeah, I get it, but damn, girl, this is life and death out there. Some of these people are just trying to make it like anyone else after the bombs. Yeah, I don't want to kill them if they don't give up their stuff, but, you know, we gotta eat, and so do they. Waving a gun around used to scare them, but now they got nothing to lose, so they wave one right back. I keep telling Margie we are losing people out there because we're told not to fire first, and it ain't getting any easier. She don't know it yet, but a lot of us, we've been firing first anyway. So to save our skins. Margie be pissed, but she ain't out there like the rest of us. So to heck with her. Only reason we don't up and mutiny her ass is because she's got that piece of the key for the cash and a few loyalists to protect her. And honestly, it still beats hanging with any of the other gangs. That deal we've got with the palace is pretty sweet. All told, we got it pretty good. Oh well, guess all we can do is keep on keeping on, you dig?
Right, is this on here? What to do, what to do. Here's the situation. A trader came into town the other day, claimed to be running ahead of a band of raiders. The Reavers. Said they'd be heading this way. Some of us have already started gutting the crash, building an outpost on the tower. We're putting it to a vote tonight. Do we abandon Helvetia for Horizon's Rest? Or do we press our luck? Try to weather the storm.
Hey, Ella. It's Randy here. I'm pretty sure I'm done for on account of my leg being blown off. I wanted you to know. You were right. We tracked them ghouls to Haven, and Christ almighty, they were talking and hollering sure as you and me. I mean, we all heard them stories about talking ghouls. I just never thought I'd bear witness to them. And I ain't the only one. Kendall knew it sure as I did. But Duncan, he wouldn't let up. He didn't care they were begging to be left alone, but I did. If them creatures still got the mind God gave them, then who are we to take that away?
Hey all, thanks for coming out today. I'm Dave Jones, president of the Appalachia Arts Foundation. I'd like to welcome you all to Lewisburg for another year of our outstanding annual basket festival. I'd like to thank everyone for helping to put this together. As you all know, it's a little smaller this year. Good quality wicker is a bit harder to come by these days, but I'm proud of what we've been able to organize.
Spending time on baskets when the whole world's gone to hell in one. When are we gonna get serious about things?
Folks, Cyrus Pickens. Cyrus, I do believe we had this discussion at the last Foundation meeting. We took a vote on it, and we all agreed that just like we always have, Lewisburg presses on.
And what about that pack of crazy dogs come through last spring? We need to do less talking, and more fortifying our homes in case trouble comes looking for us.
I'm sorry about this, folks. Cyrus, please, this really isn't the forum. Okay, look, we've got the Crafts Festival next month, and then the Painting Exhibition the month after that. Now, maybe sometime after those are done, we can circle back around afterwards and give it another discussion. Okay, folks, let's get out there and enjoy ourselves. Don't forget to keep your gas masks handy in case the weather takes a turn, and most important of all, have fun.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Lewisburg Wine and Music Festival. I'm Clara Davis, the newly elected president of the Appalachia Arts Foundation. Before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to thank you all for your kind words about our prior president, Mr. Glenn Atkinson. Glenn was a wonderful man, and his passing was unfortunate, if not entirely unexpected, given his decline in health over the last year. But, as we all know, Lewisburg presses on, don't we, folks? I'd also like to thank everyone for being so flexible and managing to reschedule so much around that unfortunate storm. The weather is definitely a bit more unpredictable these days, and none of us quite expected the storm to last 3 whole weeks. But here we are now, though, all together, and I'm hoping we can enjoy a bit of, Mr. Pickens, I see your hand raised, and I would like to just remind you that this is neither the place nor the time. You have repeatedly raised your concerns to the Foundation, and we have obligingly listened for years now. We'd like to keep a positive outlook on things. And maybe you could too, sir. And spend some time preparing for next month's garden festival. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Please do enjoy the day. I'm very proud to say we were able to find 3 musicians to perform for us this year. And we verified no less than 4 wines that are 100% safe to drink.
And the total for your parking tickets, Mr. Phillips, is $1,567.32. All outstanding fines are payable by cash or credit.
I've told you 3 times I'm not paying your illegal fines. Look, I want to speak to a real person. Where's the judge? I want to talk to him.
By executive order, the position of judge has been automated.
Unbelievable! I'm going back there, and I'm gonna find an actual human.
Sir, recording devices are not allowed in the courtroom and immediate vicinity.
I am documenting this travesty of justice. Excuse me, you are blocking my freedom of movement. You're violating my rights here.
Sir, your recording device is not permitted.
Yeah, well, you're not permitted. Step aside. I am going back there.
Warnings issued. Deploying taser.
Free! Watoga!
I hate it when you talk like I'm a criminal, Ma. I'm a businessman. People demand things and I supply them. Capitalism at its finest, right? A while back, I was doing a little run for the Duchess and found out just how much this city loves me. Picked up the goods and had the usual uneventful trip most of the way back. Hit the outskirts of Welch, and what do you know? The local sheriff's waiting for me. I'm just about to pull my weapon and make things interesting when a group of old coal men show up. They start hollering about how those auto miners have gone topsy-turvy and are causing all kinds of mayhem back in Mineshaft Lane. The lawman bails, I pay the boys a little distraction fee, and everyone's happy. And the people understand me. The people need me. And I'm pleased to provide.
Well, life has taken an unexpected turn. I miss simpler times where all I worried about were corporate interests and the odd gala or fundraiser. Now it's all about managing resources, people, and the vault projects. All beside my Hugo, at the end of the world, no less. I shudder to think what would have happened if we didn't manage to secure a place on Vault Tech's board of directors. Considering Anchorage, it was just a matter of time before the bombs. We knew it would be a long shot also convincing the board to make Hugo an overseer. But luckily the potential he offered was just too promising. I do wish Father and the rest didn't decline Hugo's invitation to the vault. One day, maybe I'll find out if they made it out there. Saying that, it wasn't ideal moving into the vault while still under construction. At least the workers were still here to finish what they started. We generously allowed them to stay, in return for their flexibility with all of Hugo's ongoing requests and redesigns. Perhaps they didn't realize that meant signing up for menial maintenance and custodial duties too. But surviving underground is no vacation now, is it?
Interview 3. I was hunting for rabbits and met Miguel Caldera, who had a really nice campsite. Miguel, can you tell us about it?
Yeah. I mean, why not? You said this will help people, right?
I don't know, but I hope so.
You know, I used to work in an office. Pushed papers all day, filed reports. shot the shit around the water cooler. The thing I did most was watch the clock. I couldn't wait to get out of there. Plan my next hiking trip into the mountains. Saved all my days off for a hike down the Appalachians, you know? Yeah. Looks like I got way more time than a week now, huh?
Yeah, for sure. So, were you a nature lover before all this?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course. I loved it. I dreamed of retiring to live as a hermit in the woods or something. Anyway, I guess we're all hermits now. It's a blast. Pun not intended.
Okay. Well, what would you tell other survivors who are trying to figure all this stuff out for the first time?
Oh, that's easy. You need to build a campsite that's going to keep you safe. You want your camp to be hard to spot by predators and people, but close to resources. You also want to be able to wake up and find something to eat close by. You know?
Sure, of course. Makes sense. But what else has changed for you since the bombs and all this started?
Well, for the first time in a long time, I met somebody. And that has been good for both of us. He works at the Flatwoods Outpost, so I try to make excuses to visit when I can. You know how it is. Programmed elaborate, pointless systems just so I could be there for a while. Kept running into issues, so I could stay longer.
Wait, are you saying the volunteer program was an elaborate ruse so you could spend more time with Gary? You've got to be kidding me.
I meant to say that you find ways to combine work with the things you love, right?
Oh, this interview's over. We need to talk. Miguel, what the...
My brother's finally given in and let me go out on my first hunting party mission with Duncan. I gotta admit, I'm a little nervous. I'm pretty good with a gun, but Duncan's party is the best of the best. Even better, I get to hang out with Kendall, who we all know is the coolest woman in all of Harper's Ferry. Nothing scares her. I've heard about her taking on Deathclaws and Yao Guai all by herself. Not to mention more ghouls than you can count. So, between her and Duncan, I hope I can live up to my reputation as the best shot on guard duty. I have some serious people to impress. Robbie's terrified for me. I know there's a huge difference between patrolling a walled-in town versus roaming out in the mire, but I need this experience. Besides, I'll never learn if I don't get out there. Right?
The 9 is fully automated. Slows down, drops freight, loads it, maybe 10 potters manage the whole shebang. I know people keep complaining about jobs. Jobs this, jobs that. Don't they know we got a war to win? You think the commies care if you have to tuck in your belts a little? Their chairman's gonna work them all to the grave. So you can tell the CEO here, Charleston, we're committed to the project.
You know, Tal, everyone's gonna claim you sold out.
Well, they won't be wrong. This absolutely qualifies. It is, in fact, the definition of selling out.
Well, doesn't it bother you? Nuka-Cola coming in here and plastering logos all over the place, putting in knockoff rides and taking over?
Of course it bothers me. This fair's been run by my family for 30-odd years now. But I don't have a choice. Can't manage another season on my own.
Maybe if we did like a community fundraiser or something.
Oh, please. You know as well as I do, that won't cut it. Nuka-Cola, big corporation like that, they've got cash to burn.
So how'd you make out?
You know damn well I'm not giving you a number.
Oh, we've been friends for 15 years now. You won't tell me?
Let's just say my family's gonna be taken care of for a good, long time. That's all that matters to me.
Woo! We got him on the run, Sally. Beckley's ours.
Yeah, I got him for you, but... what if no one comes?
No, don't worry about it. The governor's gotta give in. The whole town's unified.
I mean, even if the marshals don't break us up, all they have to do is sit. They'll starve us out.
What's gotten into you? Our family's been mining here for generations.
I just...
What? What's that?
Nothing. Nothing.
Are you wearing a wire? A goddamn wire?
Ow!
Get her! Get her! Listen up, Governor Evans. Your paid lackeys can't stop us. Beckley is ours.
Das asked me to make a recording about my life since the bombs or something, for history. I'm on my way to Morgantown to take some food supplies up there. I do this once a month or so to just make sure everything's okay, Mostly, though, I do it because I get to spend a bit of time with the other responders. I'm just a volunteer right now, but, well, one day I get to also spend some time with Miguel, who's a brilliant programmer. He built a lot of the robots before and after the war. Excuse me. Where was I? Ah, yes, Miguel. The dreamboat. Sure, it's chaotic and the end of the world and all that, but you can't plan love, right? So, in the meantime, I walk from the airport to Flatwoods delivering supplies. Sometimes Miguel comes with me. Those are the best times. I hope I'll get transferred up there soon. They said after I become a full responder, but becoming a responder is hard. Miguel made the kiosk system to train volunteers, and he hopes to add on to it so volunteers can become responders one day. Until then, I just carry the supplies. I don't know if it's particularly important, but I hope it is. Hang on. Before the bombs fell, I just played a lot of games. Red Menace? I have the highest score on the East Coast, I think. Atomic Command, too. I also read every comic I can find. Grognak is, of course, my favorite. I used to have a full Grognak outfit, too, even a real axe. I like to think of myself as Grognak sometimes, cutting through the hordes. Miguel would be the man-to-man, and together we would be unstoppable. I'm originally from Charleston, but, well, my home was probably destroyed. I don't want to go back. Even for my axe, it's not worth it. Maybe one of Miguel's robots can fetch it for me someday. Or maybe we can go there together like Grognak and Man-to-Man. Anyway, it's not so bad out here if you just pretend you're Grognak. Remember, kids, be a hero and not a minion.
It's my first day at camp. I already made a friend. It's a Miss Nanny Bot named Lauren. Yeah, she's super nice. We do lots of fun things here, but the food's kind of terrible. It's this green gloop that they say is made from, the plants all around the camp. I don't know. The lake is really pretty, though. We can see the steel mill and the dam from our camp. I like the way the orange water from the steel mill glows at night. Tomorrow, we're supposed to learn how to hunt for our own berries. Like, whatever we find, we get to put into the processing machine, too. I'm getting kind of tired, Mom and Dad. It's been a busy day with lots of fun. I'll make more holotapes later.
If you want, if you must, return to yourself. Rebirth! Don't hide yourself away, for he will always see and protect you. His wings, so broad, his eyes pierce your very being. He has returned.
What do I think about how things are going in Welch? Well, it can't get much worse. Earthquakes every other day, lawless thugs walking right down Main Street, and we're practically swimming in every kind of drug known to man. If I didn't care about this place so much, I'd be on the first bus to Watoga. But I'll stick it out. I'll try to make things better. Someone has to. If we're going to pull through this, it's gonna take nothing less than bullheaded determination to put us back on the right path. Who needs money when you got stubbornness?
Responders Field Manual Project, Entry 1, Maria Chavez speaking. I've been thinking about where to start. What's the first thing, most important thing we can teach our members? It has to be radiation, that silent killer, omnipresent in the world around us. We've lost too many good men and women to the terrible effects of radiation. Most didn't know they'd been exposed until it was too late. Our rations of Rad-X and Radaway are too limited to treat everyone, but I've been working on a way to extend those supplies. I've found a way to create diluted variations of both Rad-X and Radaway, cutting the base chems with purified water. I wrote the formulas down while I was at Arctos Pharma, but some ghouls chased me out. I need to get back there so I can do some trials. I'm confident it'll work, but I'd like to be completely sure. After that, I'll head to AVR Medical and start work on the next chapter. Hopefully there won't be ghouls there, too. Responders field report, Maria Chavez speaking. When I was a child, back before the war, I got sick for days. Supply shortages had driven the price of medicine beyond what we could afford. Lucky for us, my mom wasn't just a nurse, but also a natural green thumb. We had a garden with all kinds of herbs and flowers. She treated me with homemade herbal remedies. Being here at AVR Medical really brings back memories. My mother worked at this place for years as a nurse. Today, disease is rampant. There are countless viruses and bacterial infections out there, and we need a way to deal with them. I was hoping I might find something here to help treat all the sick and injured refugees we've got back at the airport, but unfortunately the place has been picked pretty clean by now, and there isn't much left. I better get back to the airport and make sure Sanjay's done with his entries. Rumor has it he's been holed up in his workshop for days. I've put together some herbal tea recipes that should mitigate the symptoms of the more common sicknesses. It's not a cure, but it's something. Okay, well, I think I'll wrap this up. Guess I'm off to pick some flowers. So, having had basically no luck in this creepy abandoned hospital, I've decided to turn instead to my mother's wisdom.
Our latest market survey reports that healthy, on-the-go snacking is up 8% across all market sectors, and is expected to propel demand across the next several fiscal years. Our first experiments are going to look at reviving celery-flavored sparkling beverages. It's a beverage that has its origins in the 1860s, and has a built-in recognition with demographics that crave outsider status. We think we can balance artificial flavors, package design, and marketing to convince people it has healthy benefits. We're working with legal to figure out the limits of what we can claim, but right now we're leaning towards classic digestive beverage for the new generation. And/or a green tonic water from America's greatest era.
Raymond, I'll mail you a list of things I need tomorrow, but I wanted to tell you what I found firsthand. This is big. This is the real deal. I found a dead bear, shredded by something. I don't know. I met a woman in Beckley who said there is a pale monster up here. The beast, she said. Listen, this thing, if it is half as weird as it sounds, it could be a gold mine. Crazy Calvin would pay out the nose for it. Raymond, this is a game changer. We could finally buy the shop outright, or we could get a new truck, or hire some help. Okay, please bring those supplies to my old fishing camp near the pond north of Beckley. This is where I caught that two-headed fish, remember? There's probably a map to my hunting camp in my old truck by the shop. So drive down here and come look for my camp. Park near my car on the road. Okay. Oh, and, Raymond, I'm sorry I've been on the hunt for almost 2 weeks. I know it's taken longer than usual, but baby, I really think it'll be worth it this time.
Of the Mansaurian,